Hello, hello, it's Carrie here. How you doing? Wow, it's interesting, isn't it, how in the past few months we've learned all this new language. Isn't it amazing how our language grows? That we talk about quarantining and self-isolating and lockdown, and if I was to say I went for a socially distant walk with a friend, you know exactly what I'm on about. Isn't that fascinating how our language changes and grows? I think that's so cool. I think it's like this whole little bit of our brain has opened up, and it's just wild. So, I was having a socially distant chat with a friend the other day. We were sat up on a hillside, and below us there is like a five-a-side football ground with a load of teenagers on it, more or less being not very socially distant at all. And it was really interesting watching them just being teenagers and thinking about what it was like then. You know, when you were like 18 and you thought you were like, you ruled the world, you thought you knew it all, you had your whole life ahead of you. And I was like, that was a really cool age. And I also remembered at that age, you were kind of a bit like, 40-year-olds, well, they're just practically dead people, aren't they? They're just like boring old mums and dads and blah, blah, blah. And I think what the really cool thing about being in my 40s is the fact that now I appreciate all of that with a little bit of a giggle. Also, I giggle about the fact that they were singing along to Kelly Clarkson songs, and I'm like, wow, you think that's retro because you were about 4 when that song came out. That's like your version of ABBA, but less good. Sorry, side. But yeah, I was thinking about how great it was that I have this appreciation of what it was to be 18, and I'm sure that if you look back, you're like, oh man, yeah, could rule the world then. But also with the brilliance of being able to look forward and thinking, actually, I know a ton of freaking amazing 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds and like people who are just starting to really rock it. People who are just doing their thing now, and they're like kind of like blossoming in their 40s. And it's just really cool. I just really like all that. So one of the things that I've noticed through my conversations with friends, which is, I guess, the difference between 18 and being 40 something, is that like lockdown was quite a weight on a lot of people's shoulders. There was a constantness to it all, that when you have the responsibilities of working kids and parents and people that you're caring for and looking out for, and there is a real constantness going on. And for a few of my friends, they said like it felt as though they were holding it all up, you know, as though it was like this boulder that they were trying to like raise above their heads, not allowing it to come crashing down. And as a myofascial therapist, I look a lot about how the body stores the experiences that we've had and that we haven't quite had the opportunity to process through. And I had that in mind, that actually for some people coming through this pandemic will be kind of traumatic. For some people it will be very traumatic, but for all of us there will be a sense of change. And I was thinking, well, what can I offer? What's in my wheelhouse? What have I got that I can be giving to you? And I've developed a thing called the Wonder Experiment, which is kind of how I look at life anyway. People describe me as childlike because I'm always asking questions, and I'm always like, how does that work? How does that work? What's that now? What's doing that? How does that do that? So yes, in my childlike mind, I've thought about all the things that I can bring to you, what I can give to you from my own knowledge base, how I can help and support you at this point as we kind of ease out of lockdown into whatever this new normal is. So from Monday the 3rd of August, I'm going to be running a little free course. Super simple, nice, short classes each day. I know I talk a lot, I promise I'll keep it short. And we're just going to be looking at things such as self-care and nurturing. We're going to be looking at reflecting back on how we felt about things as children, and also what we can do now with our knowledge and experience to like bring that forwards, and how we can open our eyes to the curiosity and wonder of what could be ahead of us. And we're going to be talking about rest. We're talking about that pause, that special moment between the stimulus and the response, that real magic within that moment where we can choose our response. And a little bit of connection work back into the body, so that we are allowing ourselves to process everything that's come before. So if you would like to come and join me, just message me. We are going to be in a Facebook group. You can search that. It is The Wonder Experience. I'd love for you to come and join us, and hopefully we'll see you there. Take care. I'll speak soon. Bye.